Well, hello and welcome to another Trains with Thursday. I see we have one person on, which is fine. Sometimes people got other things to do. So this is as far as we got last week. Let's see. So switch cameras to that one. So what we've got here is the engine is done. We've got the coal car. We've got the passenger car, and we're working on the caboose. These are actually the tracks that come with it. There are, didn't mean to drop that, 16 curved tracks and 4 straight tracks. I have all 4 straight tracks set up right now for the train to sit on, and I just derailed the last car. Come on, get back on there. Okay. It is battery operated. There we go. Hey, Stephen Haynes. You're not first, Alec. I was. Interesting. YouTube shows no concurrent viewers. So it's been a little bit cooler here today. Let me get rid of that noisy plastic first. It's been a little bit cooler here today, so I have the fan off. I might have to turn it on because it's starting to get warm in here, which is very odd. It didn't get any warmer. It's just feeling warmer. And we'll go ahead and switch back to this camera. Right here, what you see is trivia questions. So I'm going to start working on this, and probably about 10 after or so, I will start doing trivia. And I changed the mat because the silicone mat, while I like the purple, it sticks. And so when I tried to move the Death Star, bad things happened. What you just heard there was I am getting one of the blue trays, or about 4 of them, and I knocked over a paint stand. No, why would you call the police to report a derailment? So I did mention the trivia cards, and this is kind of cool because these trivia cards, I don't know if I'm going to go through all 5 questions before I switch cards, but they match the standard Trivial Pursuit questions. This one's, I think, arts and entertainment was what pink was, but it is set up to where anybody can answer. It's actually a card game rather than the board game, but you can use it for the board game. And when you get the card, you choose which generation you're going to read or which generation question you're going to answer. So you've got Greatest Generation, Boomers, Gen X, Millennials, and Gen Z. Kind of cool. I like the cards. They are really pretty cool in my book. And why would you call the police on a Lego train derailment? I don't understand. And separating out the little pieces. This train, I think we will, let's see, what was this? This is 3. So, yeah, this is probably tonight, maybe tonight, next week, and maybe one more week after that. And then we'll be doing the Hogwarts Express. Unless the Orient Express shows up by then, and I might just decide to do the Orient Express instead. Not the one from Amati, the one from, well, it's from Lego, but the one I'm getting is not from Lego. Something about, saving like $400 on a set that really appeals to me. So first thing, let's bring this over here so then I can move these parts up there a little bit. Stick my head in here while I'm looking, and everybody will go, hey, he's going bald. I do have bald spots. But I'm not afraid of bald spots. The only reason I don't shave my head is Andrea tells me not to. She prefers me with what little hair I have. Let's see, one. Screen is a little bit smaller than I had it last week. Okay, I was trying to figure out where these go because I haven't looked at this in a week. I wonder. Nope, does not block, so we'll be doing that probably on the back end as well. Move the knife, move things around, put the mouse here. Calling the Lego police and Lego NTSB to record the derailment. And, bald. That's okay, Alec. You will get there someday. Oh, look, it's my favorite color pieces that we get to use this time again. I call them hunter green. I don't know if that's the actual color that Lego calls them, but these are the pieces that I have to super glue because they break. Welcome, Kenneth. Glad you could make it. He said, evening, buddy Buckman. I'm sitting here watching your live stream while on my 30-minute lunch break, and I'm working till 12:30 tonight. Then I'm working 12 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on Friday. Then you're off for 3 days. Very cool. I know exactly how it feels to get those days off. What's funny is you actually miss having those extra days off after you retire because you're off every day. Yes, just young and wise. See, Alec, I'm not old. Alec's just young. He just doesn't know. Oh, good. Good. These little post pieces here. These pieces, the black ones, are not breaking the green pieces like the regular Lego dots would. Just so that I don't have to do the stars, because they have updated some things in StreamYard. If I show a comment and then take it off, what it does is then shades it. No. I don't want to go back to work. It's just different when you always have the weekend off or extra days off. My weekend started over a year ago. Don't make me slap you around, Alec. Don't make me slap you around. And so Kenneth is asking, when am I going to be doing a live stream on the Baca Astronomy Museum set? Not until somebody buys it. I've looked at it. It's way too expensive. It's out of it. Let's put it this way. It's not that I'll never buy it, but right now finances are not such that I can afford it. So not for a while. And trust me, I have a lot of things coming or that have arrived. I've got, well, Andrea ordered the yeah. I just, sorry guys, distracted. But I've got a lot of sets coming. I've got the Pokemon one, the big one. And Stephen Haynes says, he dropped a word there. He said, Alec, you're calling me old as well then. Because Stephen is actually older than I am. It is. I am looking forward to it. I've got several pieces coming down the pipeline. It's Trains on Thursdays, Bricks with Buck on Tuesdays, and Woody Wednesday are here to stay at least through the end of probably next winter. Actually, very likely longer than that. Okay, so this is going to go on here like this. You can see, I think that hunter green one just popped. It's kind of funny because that wasn't Howard, but the last one before that was Howard sent me a message in Discord. I think he forgets that I'm on YouTube right now. I'll answer him later, unless he pops in here. I have a few fantasy kits. I've got a couple of, what is it, Lumi bricks, and a lot of trains. That's why I started doing trains on Thursday, simply because I have so much to do and so much time. I was going to say so little time, but I actually have so much time. Do have a new build series that will be dropping this evening. Okay, this is where that's at. Oh, okay. Where's the book? There's the book. Bring over the stickers. I have a new build series dropping tonight. It is the Lavender Manor from In Soon. And that was actually a pretty good build. Surprised me how well it went together and how detailed it was. Oh no, I grabbed the wrong sticker. We'll put that one back. Because that's an actual Disney branded one. A lot of the other ones I can get away with not worrying about it, but the Disney branded ones I have to be careful with, because the original stickers say Disney, D-I-S-I-N-E-Y. So that's going to go on there like that. This is also Disney branded. Come on. Goes on there like that. Oh, and of course, I put the green one on backwards. So let's see if we can get this off without breaking everything. Put it back on. And this is going to go on here like this. Oh, I missed the center dot. Oh, no, I didn't. I did get it. 1, 2, 3 of these. Well, it is not wood. It is In Soon is a brick company, and it does have lights. It also uses and I mentioned this in the videos for it when I was doing the build. When I discovered it, I was really, really impressed with the fact that In Soon, which is a really cheap kit, it's almost 2,000 pieces and it was only $50. In Soon does their lights the way that Lumi Bricks does, in that when you separate the floors, there's no problem with the lights, because there's a junction point in the wiring built into a brick, 2 bricks actually, one on the top floor, one on the bottom floor. So when you separate the floors, the brick or those bricks separate and the lights go out. I actually had a little bit of a problem. Spoiler alert, had a little bit of a problem later on when I was testing the lights after I had built it and I'd moved the top floor, and the lights didn't work. And that was because I hadn't gotten those bricks pushed back together completely. And after having the fan off for a few minutes, 15 minutes to be precise, I need to turn it back on because it is getting warm in here. Let's see, what's the thermometer say? Yeah, 74 degrees in here. 63 outside, 74 in here. And I just looked up, realized I said 5-10 minutes. It's been 15 minutes. So let's start a little bit of trivia. And so this is movies. We're going to do the greatest generation question. that says, in what film does the Joad family, Joad, move from Oklahoma to California seeking refuge from the Dust Bowl? I looked at that one earlier and I did not know the answer. So Alec probably won't, but he'll come up with something silly to say. Nice. Did not break. Hunter green pieces make me nervous. Can't help it. Nice little trim on there, on the caboose. Hang on. There we go, in the center. Okay. So this one here, and this one here. I'm hoping that by the end of this evening, I'll have at least through stage 9 done, which will be just over halfway done. Come on. These pieces are a little snug. And I'll ask again, in what film does the Joad family move from Oklahoma to California seeking refuge from the Dust Bowl? It's an old movie. Basically, Greatest Generation is, I believe, that would be from roughly 1940 to, actually, why don't I look? Greatest Generation is 1940 to, what is it, 60, or no, it's got to be 30 to like 45. And of course, it does not say, maybe on here. I know it said somewhere on the description. So, name of the movie, and it's actually a Steinway book. I'll give that hint if anybody wants to try it after that. Give you a couple seconds on that. Or maybe a couple of minutes. As Alec is furiously Googling, or not, because he's probably at work. And when I, what was it that I originally thought? I don't remember what I originally thought, but the answer is The Grapes of Wrath. Book by Steinway, fantastic American author. And there are no points, so I'll award myself 1,000 points. Whose line is it anyway? 1,000 points for me for reading the questions. Where are you at? Where are you at? There it is. Next question, we'll stay on the same card, and it is movies. And this will be a boomer movie question. Boomers were born up until 1965 or 64, depending on who you ask, which means I'm right there, either boomer or Gen X. I usually lean towards being a boomer. And the question is, which actor does not, and that's the key word, does not play a Corleone in The Godfather? Is it James Caan, Robert Duvall, or Marlon Brando? Sticker time. Tiny sticker. I don't see tiny enough sticker. Oh, there it is, 106. Thank you, Howard. I really appreciate that. Howard just hit me up with a super chat for $19.99, which means we do a couple of things here on my channel, at least several other channels.
Thank God, you've been dead. You bastards!
There's that one, and
Dash.
Very cool. Very nice to you, Howard. I really appreciate it. And I don't to answer your question from Discord, because I did see it pop up here, it wasn't really the Tesla tank that I was looking for from Command and Conquer. It was more the I forget what the helicopter was, but I thought the helicopters were really cool. So let me see. I think that's Alex's answer when he looks up in this guy and says, "Cut!" Let me see. Let me look at the back of the card. Alex wrong. It was not James Caan that did not play a Corleone. So James Caan was a Corleone. That should pretty much give it to everybody, because one of them was definitely a Corleone. One of them played the title role. Give it another minute or so for anybody else to jump in now, since Alec has eliminated one answer. Lots of stickers in this one. And I'm not going to belabor the stickers again. Every time I do stickers, I grumble about it because it's not that expensive to pad print this stuff. So those are going to go on here like so. Wow, windows are a little bit they're not clear, but the plastic is not completely smooth the way it is. So the answer is Robert Duvall. Robert Duvall did not play a Corleone. He played Tom Hagen, the family's legal counsel, and Marlon Brando played the Godfather himself. Come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding. In which, this one should be pretty easy. This one is Gen X. In which Arnold Schwarzenegger-led comedy does Detective Kimball declare, "It's not a tumor"? That one should be easy. If you've ever seen the movie, everybody should know who Kimball is. Next sticker coming up. Oh. And I'm about to screw it up because I didn't put the tab out on the edge like that. By the way, the last sticker I put on there was the 106 right here. What about kindergarten? Alex? What about kindergarten? No, what is the name of the movie? Not Truant, Officer. We're going to play your dad a game called Who's Your Daddy and What Does He Do? I mean, you're on the right track, Alec. Who's your daddy and what does he do? To a bunch of little kids, also known as kindergarten. By the way, if you're at work, Alec, do not get in trouble watching this stream. It's not worth it. I appreciate you watching, but it is not worth getting in trouble for. Yes, kindergarten cop. Oh, no, I was wrong. It's kindergarten cop. Yes, that was right, Alec. It was kindergarten cop. Name, and the millennial question on this card is, name the 2004 sequel to the movie Meet the Parents. And I will actually take either of the sequels because there was a second sequel, but I will take the 2004 or the one that came after that. Nice. I have 5 watchers. Very cool. I appreciate each and every one of you watching. I mean, I'd be doing this anyway. I appreciate that you're watching for entertainment purposes. There. So I'll read the question again. Name the 2004 sequel to the movie Meet the Parents. This is a millennial movie question. 5. Oh, really, Alec? No, it's not Parent Trap. I'm guessing this is one you haven't seen. If anybody else was answering, I'm sure they would have gotten it. I will tell you, I'll give you a little bit of a hint, that it is Meet the. Those words are the same. Going to put another sticker on in just a second. Wow. Next question being a Gen Z question. I have no idea what the answer is. So I'm going to give it another, until I get this sticker and the piece put on the side of the train here. I'll give that long for an answer. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. It has to do with the last name of the main character, or one of the main characters. The sequel's name to the 2004 sequel to Meet the Fockers, or Meet the Parents, was Meet the Fockers. And the sequel to that one was Little Fockers. Okay, so we're going to turn the train around here. Work on the other side. Based on the popular video game franchise, what 2023 movie features creepy characters named Bonnie, Chica, Cupcake, and Foxy. Not Meet the Robinsons. It's over, Alec. You got it wrong. I'm sorry, man. Okay. This next one I do not know at all. And I'll read it again. Based on popular video game franchise, what 2023 movie features creepy characters named Bonnie, Chica, Cupcake, and Foxy? Really? I'm going to look and see. Yes, you are right, Alec. It is Five Nights at Freddy's. Very cool. Very good. I didn't know that. I think I've seen Five Nights at Freddy's. Never. I may have seen parts of it once. Oh, wow. That is kind of cool because the first question on the next card, and it is in the category baseball. The question for the greatest generation, and I only know this because, and I could be wrong because they may have changed the name for the movie, but the movie A League of Their Own had the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. And the question is, because that was an actual thing, they inducted them into the Hall of Fame in the early 2000s. But the question is, which team was not an All-American Girls Professional Baseball League team? Kenosha Comets, Milwaukee Chicks, or Jersey Shores? I know which one it is. Alex should know which one it is, being from Milwaukee. I think he was from Milwaukee. Are you from Milwaukee, Alec? I think you are. There's that one, and then that one. 4 of these. So I'll reread the question. Which team was not an All-American Girls Professional Baseball League team? Kenosha Comets, Milwaukee Chicks, or Jersey Shores? What I should do is get really into this and somehow find a way to get those questions into YouTube and let YouTube run the quiz. Alex says it's Milwaukee Chicks, and I'm from the village just outside the northern Milwaukee just outside of northern Milwaukee near the art museum. I'll look in a second. That's not who I thought it was. I thought the Jersey Shores was going to be not part of the league. That just sounds so wrong. And in the movie, Kenosha was the Peaches, if I remember right. So we can move that, get those out of the way, and it was the Jersey Shores that was not part of the All-American baseball team or All-American Girls baseball team. Hang on. All-American Girls Professional Baseball League team. I'm surprised you didn't get that, Alec. Okay, I'm going to have to zoom that in a little bit because it is very dark color. But while I'm at it, The boomer question on baseball is, in 1968, who struck out 268 batters with an ERA, earned run average, of 1.12, helping earn the season its nickname of the year of the pitcher? I still can't tell. Oh, you know what? There we go. That's how I tell. Okay, we can go back to normal size. I was looking at this going, how on earth am I supposed to tell? Because these brown ones are just as dark, or it's dark in the picture, so you can't really see the line. And again, the question for the boomer question for the topic of baseball was, in 1968, who struck out 268 batters with an ERA of 1.12, helping earn the season its nickname of the year of the pitcher? Just want my hometown teams to win, so go Pack, go. Or go Pack, go, and go Brewers. But the Packers aren't your hometown. The Packers are in Green Bay. And I want to say, for some reason, I think it was Babe Ruth. Oh, Bob Gibson. Okay. Did not know. I'm not big on baseball either. Next question in baseball is, what was the title of the New York Mets theme song that went triple platinum in 1986? I don't know, but I would have a good idea. I know that in the early 2000s, Go Texas Rangers, or the Texas Rangers, had a song that got really popular. And these glass pieces. That was a little bit nerve-wracking because these dark brown pieces are also very fragile, just like the dark green ones are. And I see we've dropped down to 3 people because I'm boring. But that's okay. I'm good with being boring. Okay, so this goes. Okay, that one's going to go there. Here's the real test, these narrow flats. And the title of the New York Mets theme song that went triple platinum was Let's Go Mets. This one, Alec might know. What animated 2008 movie shares its name with the nickname of the 2012 MVP Pablo Sandoval? Might know that. If I hadn't looked at the back of the card, I wouldn't know it. Again, the question was, what animated 2008 movie shares its name with the nickname of the 2012 World Series MVP Pablo Sandoval? So this is going to go on here like so. Wait a minute. Oh, it's already there. Never mind. I will give you a hint. Jack Black was in the movie. Not the baseball game, the movie. And I don't remember if it was Chip or, well, I didn't know if it was Chip or Dale, but whichever chipmunk was in last month or last week, he's now forever in the caboose. Then we need 11 of these puppies. By the way, Andrea is not here tonight because she was not feeling well. 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And the answer to the millennial baseball question was Kung Fu Panda. The last one is the Gen Z question on this card is who became the first member of the 50 home runs, 50 steals club in Major League Baseball in 2024? And I don't think Alec is going to know that, so I'm going to go ahead and give you the answer, which was, because I looked at the answer and I'm like, wow. Shohei Ohtani. Not show me the money. Shohei Ohtani. Nice. They specifically designed this so that you can pop the side off and get into the caboose if you want. So we can rescue the chipmunk in there. And the next question, we will go for fictional places. Oh yeah, I remember this series of books. It's the one I think it is. Yep. Which, and this is the greatest generation question, which fictional realm did C.S. Lewis chronicle in his 7-book series? Again, which fictional realm did C.S. Lewis chronicle in his 7-book series? And the word chronicle is a huge clue. Surprised that's just a generation or greatest generation question rather than a Gen X or millennial question. There we go. Alec got it. Narnia. I had to look because there was another one that he wrote, and it was Paralandra. But it was only 3-book series. What fictional town in North Carolina is the setting for the Andy Griffith Show? Fictional town in North Carolina where Andy Griffith Show took place. And Andy was the sheriff. And Opie was his son. And there was Aunt B, I think it was. And Otis the drunk, which for the time that show was on that's kind of pretty over the top for that time that they actually had a drunk in the show. I'm going to double check my answer before I look at the back of the card. No, I'm not. I'll be wrong. I'll be wrong if I'm wrong. Hang on, let me pop the side off here so I can get this light in here. Oh no! Squirrel down! And it should be Mayberry. And it was Mayberry. This one I have no clue. I've never watched Dawson Creek. The question is, what town does Dawson live in on Dawson's Creek? I don't know. That town over there. If it weren't for the entertainment value of the trivia questions, I'd stop. But I'm entertained by them, so I do what entertains me. I keep looking over and seeing Alex answer of Narnia. I'm like, no, it's not Narnia. I'm sure it wasn't Narnia where Dawson's Creek took place. Put this on here. This on here, like so. Here, we'll stand him up. We'll put him back here watching. Easier to see him, easier to get to him. And it is Cape Side. This one I think Alec will get. It is the millennial question. And it is, what fictional nation is The Hunger Games by Susan Collins set in? Again, what fictional nation is The Hunger Games by Susan Collins set in? That one should be easy. And then Alex is going to tell me he never saw the movie. But did you read the book? I read the book. I read all the books, actually. Let me see. Let me pop that on the screen and then back off just so it shades it. I should flip out the chat here. Pushing the wrong buttons. No, not the red button. Okay. Go to the comments. There we go. Kept saying there were 29 comments, unread comments. And I was like, no, there aren't. I've got the chat popped out so that when, well, there's a little button that keeps popping up, that stays popped up. No, it's not District 13. It's the whole, what's the name of the entire place? It kind of means all of America. It's a huge hint there. Only saw the movie once. Well, there's several movies, Alec. There's like 4 of them, because the third movie they split into 2 pieces. So the name of the fictional country in which the Hunger Games takes place, no, Pangea is the supercontinent that they think used to be all the continents as one, back millions upon millions of years ago. Now, the fictional country in the Hunger Games is Panem. And it literally, from Latin, would mean all of America. Or all of AM, which I take AM to mean be America. And if you ever look at the, read the books and look at the map, it is really weird how they have the districts, because you'd think they were all in a line, but they're not. District 13 is the furthest down the train line, but it is not the furthest geographically from the capital. Let's see, what is the town and title of the show starring father and son duo Eugene and Dan Levy? Yeah, Eugene and Dan Levy called. I have no idea. That is the Gen Z question. I'm allowed not to know that. I'm too old to know that. Again, the question is, what is the town and title of the show starring father and son duo Eugene and Dan Levy called? Pan Am? Yes, Pan Am used to be an airline many, many years ago. But it wasn't Pan Am, it was Pan Am. Pan Am is spelled with an E instead of an A. And that may not have been what Susan Collins was going for when she named the town or the nation that. That's the way I interpreted it. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Nice. It's a very interesting name for that show and the town that they live in. It's humorous. Humorous, I tell you. So we're going to, okay, these go from the bottom. So the name of the town that Eugene and Dan Levy act in, town and the show, is Schitt's Creek. I guess that's as in up, Schitt's Creek. And that, I believe, is the third card. Let's see. Let's just grab. There we go. We'll go with spooky movies. Oh God, everybody should get this one, even though it is the Greatest Generation question. What movie depicts the story of aliens snatching and then growing duplicate human bodies via plant-like pods? Wait a minute. Okay, those are supposed to go on the top. I did it wrong. And again, question is a Greatest Generation question. What movie depicts the story of aliens snatching, then growing duplicate human bodies via plant-like pods? I'll give it to you there, Alec. It is actually Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It was a 50s movie, I believe, when it first came out. How many times is the word zombie, and this is the boomer question, how many times is the word zombie used in George Romero's original Night of the Living Dead? 0, 22, or 122? The answer will probably surprise you. Question is again, how many times is the word zombie used in George R. Romero's original Night of the Living Dead? Is it 0, 22, or 122? Uh-oh, late delivery. Oh, well, it looks like I am not going to get the, let me look on the other one. Looks like I'm not going to get Oh. The Orient Express. That has been one that's so hard to get. Oh no, it's not that one. It's a different one. Okay. Let's see. Zero. Though widely considered the first zombie film, the term is never used in the script. Very good. Very good, Alec. You got it right. You get a gold star. Now he's going to start telling me every time he sees me on stream, he's going to be like, where's my gold star? I want my gold star. I want my $2. Next question. I know this one just from reading the question. What 1990 movie boasts the tagline, 8 legs, 2 fangs, and an attitude? Again, the question is, what 1990 movie boasts the tagline, 8 legs, 2 fangs, and an attitude? I think it starred, what's his name? Guy from Dumb and Dumber, Daniels. And in case you didn't know this, Stephen Haynes wins the night with the best comment. His wife boasts the tagline, 8 legs, 2 fangs, and an attitude. It's a movie, though. She's not that bad, is she, Stephen? I mean, after all, you did marry her. I was saying, I don't remember if I actually said it, but these are not only for taking blocks off, but they're also good for putting blocks on where they're hard to get to. And it is arachnophobia. Okay, let's double check. A little bit more to go on here. This one and this one. And if I look like I'm hesitant a little bit, it's because it said to do this 2 times, but each step it only says once. Which succinctly titled 2000 spooky film was directed by a Wayans brother and also featured several of the director's brothers in the cast? Again, which succinctly titled 2000 spooky movie was directed by a Wayans brother and also featured several of the director's brothers in the cast? I think I know it, but I'm not going to look. The Wayans brothers. He's a Wayans guy. Okay, these are almost done. Just need to add the stairs. Oh, and by the way, the little heart that's in here, that is from a set that Andrea bought and had me build. I bought her a set of the roses for Valentine's Day, and what she did was she bought the pink roses because she wanted more flowers to go with them. And again, which succinctly titled 2000 spooky film was directed by a Wayans brothers and also featured several of the director's brothers in the cast? Oops. I love the way they do these because those literally look like stairs. The answer to that one should be, I believe, Scary Movie. Scary Movie. Keenan Ivory served as director. Marlon and Sean Wayans starred. And then the last one on here, the Gen Z question is, what is the name of the 2024 sequel to Tim Burton's classic film, Beetlejuice? Again, the question is, what is the sequel to the 2024 sequel to Beetlejuice? I'll just read it that way the second time through. And I believe, oh, I put the wheels on early. So this is going to go on here like this. And interestingly, make sure I've got it in the right spot. I find it interesting that they have a coupler on the back end of the caboose. Come on. Get in there. There we go. And I mentioned this, I think I mentioned it yesterday, might have been, don't think it was on Tuesday, but when you're building with these off-brand Legos, to get these little posts to go in better, just squeeze them a little bit. Once you squeeze them a little bit, they'll actually have enough flex that they'll pop right in. Let's move these here. We'll move the train forward a little bit. Uh-oh, caught on something. Oh, it's because the actual motor in the caboose, in the coal car, not the caboose. Now we'll move these tracks a little bit further, but not push them off the end of the table. Really? Really, Alec? So there's the caboose. You got the engine all the way to the caboose. So the next thing we're going to build, well, next thing they show, interesting. The straight pieces were supposed to have a piece through them to hold them together. They did not. Actually, I think all of them were supposed to, because there is a spot for a piece to go, wrong camera. There's a spot for the pieces to go through to hold them together. None of them were on there. They just had rubber bands. And the name of the movie was Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I'm guessing that the next, if they make another one, the next one will be Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Okay. But no, what I got, late delivery, experienced an unforeseen delay, it was not delivered within expected time frame. So it's interesting. I just got a message saying that they canceled something because it was not delivered by when it was supposed to be, but it hasn't reached the day it was supposed to be here by. So who knows? And that was the end of book. Because Alec, wait, who shall not be named? Beetlejuice? Hang on. Stop doing that. Had to get book 4 out. Oh, wow. Book 4 is has more to it than the other 3. Well, no, it has more to it than any 2 of them. Because book 4, each of the books before were 2 to 3 bags. 4 is bags 8 through 18. So let me get bag 8. Okay, making sure all the parts are in there. Sorry for the noise. Okay, so we got 3 of these, which are going to be the base, I'm sure. Some longer ones. We can move all these over here. This is the extra parts. And purple. What is purple? Design. I am not sure what purple is. Ooh, design or food tech? We're doing food technology. Sorry, I saw the subject. I'm like, that one sounds fun. So, food technology. And what the greatest generation, I am going to have to put numbers to these just so that they're easier. From now on, I'm just going to say G. Question under G is, what airline became the first to heat and serve frozen meals in the flight in the 1940s? Again, the question is, what airline became the first to heat and serve frozen meals in flight in the 1940s? I want this one upside wrong. And he shall be named, Alec. He shall be named Beetlejuice. So it's one like this. Short one. It's not in here. That one. Okay, so like so, and so, and so, so on and so forth. The one that owned Flight 401. I think you're talking about a Twilight Zone episode. By the way, I thought so. Alec, you mentioned this airline earlier. What airline did you mention earlier, Alec? I'll give you a minute to think about it and see if you remember. Oops, not that piece. I wanted that piece. Yes, Pan American. And it said a little bit more. It said Pan American. Maxon's sky plates became the precursor to TV dinners. And the boomer question says, the Naxon Beanery did modest business when it launched in the 1950s, but became a household item after rebranding to what name? Good question. What is that? Ah, okay, that makes sense. The Naxon Beanery did modest business when it launched in the 1950s, but became a household item after rebranding in 1971 to what name? And most people have it in their house. And he said Flight 701 is a real flight that crashed into the Everglades and caused mass haunting on similar aircraft. I remember that. Matter of fact, that was a made-for-TV movie. I watched that movie. I thought it was pretty creepy on the one hand. I remember that too because I don't remember if I think it was the flight engineer was actually down in the belly of the plane, and in the made-for-TV movie, he looked out through the sight to see if the nose gear was down, and saw the Everglades, at about 15 feet. Bad thing is, it was like a 4-cent light bulb that caused that crash. Thirsty work. So, last shot. The Naxon Beanery did modest business when it launched in the 1950s. It is a kitchen appliance, but became a household item after rebranding in 1971 to what name? And everybody, just about, I'm not going to say everybody, I'm not going to use a blanket statement, but pretty much just about everybody owns one of these or has one in the house. Oops, not that one, that one. Turn that around, turn it over this way. Nope, not a coffee maker. That would be Mr. Coffee. Oh, man. You know what? Let me walk about 30 feet away. Hopefully the mic won't cut out. But saw coffee and I thought about tea. I don't know if I cut out or not yet. Before the stream, hopefully you guys can still hear me. Before the stream, I made a cup of tea and I left it in the kitchen. So no, the Naxon Beanery became the crock pot in 1971. Yep, crock pot, 1971. Like I said, just about everybody has one in their house. I think we have 3 or 4. Next question. What kitchen tool, known by its registered trademark name, was designed by Grace Manufacturing in the early 90s as a wood carving tool? That's the Gen X question. And no, Alec, it is not the Sonic Saber. I know you, Alec. Kitchen tool known by its registered trademark name was designed by Grace Manufacturing in the early 90s as a wood carving tool. What is that? Okay. The answer for that one, I doubt anybody knows. It is microplane. I did not know that. The next question, let me find the pieces here. Next question is, what kitchen appliance invented by Fred van der Weij and introduced in 2010 made it easier to make crispy foods at home? What kitchen appliance invented by Fred van der Weij and introduced in 2010 made it easier to make crispy foods at home? So I thought I was right. I got to cheat and look at the answers. Ken doesn't let me do that. And down to 3 viewers, like I was last week, which is fine. Absolutely fine. No, Alec, it's not. The microwave was invented well before 2010. Microwaves came into the house in the late 70s. I believe it was Christmas of 76 that my mom got one. And what it is the air fryer. Is there anything? Yeah. He was trying to find a way to make crispy French fry without a deep fryer. Yeah, the air fryer was invented to make French fries without oil. And then Ajinomoto, Accent, and Sazan Goya all sell products featuring which flavor enhancer first identified from seaweed in Japan in 1908. Again, Ajinomoto, Accent, and Sazon Goya all sell products featuring which flavor enhancer first identified from seaweed in Japan in 1908. Da, 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 da. I do that when I'm building with Legos. I'll hum to myself too when I'm doing the speed build portion. Where is it? There it is, hiding. No, not Conbo. No Conbo. It is not dashi stock. It's actually, let's put it this way, Japan and the Orient use it as a spice. In the States, we use it as a preservative. That's a huge clue. The answer is, Alec is typing furiously. His fingers are moving at the speed of light as he tries to get the last answer in. Monosodium glutamate, or MSG. Did they say anything more? Nope, that's all they said. Nope, not vinegar. Let's see. What color haven't we had? New York City set. Why not? Oh, wait. No. Let's Go Crazy. That's the name of the card. Let's Go Crazy. See? Look. Right there. Let's Go Crazy. And the G category says the Hollywood 10 were caught up in what color-themed movement in the late 40s and early 50s? Again, the Hollywood 10 were caught up in what color-themed movement in the late 40s and early 50s? I does not know for sure, but I has an idea. La, 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 la. Okay, so this one is going to go here. And this one's going to go here. And then we're going to take this whole kit and caboodles and put it together like this, leaving this very flimsy. I think you're close. Oh, wait. Wow. Okay. Makes it sound, it says, let's go crazy. Hollywood 10 makes it sound like it's something to do with movies, but it's not. The Hollywood 10 were caught up in what color-themed movement in the late 40s and early 50s? It was also known as howdy, Howard. 42 is not the answer, but the Hollywood 10 were caught up in what color-themed movement in the late 40s, early 50s? It was also known as McCarthyism. It was the Red Scare. The writers and directors refused to testify before the House Un-American Activities Committee. That was McCarthyism, where they were searching for communists everywhere. And people who did not have anything to do with communism were terrorized regardless. What was it? For All Mankind, they kind of touch on it a little bit in the earlier seasons. Spoiler alert, when one character and two characters that are gay get married to keep each other out of trouble, that was a very distinct hint of McCarthyism, where if you were gay, you were communist. I can use my big words. Okay, so next question in Howard's category, it is Let's Go Crazy. The boomer question is, what was the first song the Beatles played during their first appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show in 1964? I don't know if that is a clue or not. I would think it might be. Hang on, let's see. Where are they? They're all going to laugh at you. Sorry, channeling my inner Howard there for a second. Hi, Bob. Yes, indeed. Hi, Bob. That was a great part of that show. So again, what was the first song the Beatles played during their first appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show in 1964? It was not When I'm 64. I'm sad. No, it was All My Loving. Gen X question on this card is, in 1983, parents prowled stores looking for what Xavier Roberts creation to bring home for their kids to adopt. It was an insane craze. In 1983, parents prowled stores looking for what Xavier Roberts creation to bring home for their kids to adopt. Yep, it was All My Loving. Sorry, Howard, I will wait. Furbies? No, it's not Furbies. It was the same time frame as the Furbies. Good old Furby and his Our kids had a Furby. And Howard has it with Cabbage Patch Kids. Now you have competition, Alec. Howard knows things. Furbies was later. Yes, I didn't know for sure. Oh, wow. I think Ken asked a question very similar to this on Tuesday. The high-waisted, baggy-fit denim pants that surged back to popularity in the 2010s are commonly known as what kind of jeans? Again, the question is, the high-waisted, baggy-fit denim pants that surged back to popularity in the 2010s are commonly known as what kind of jeans? Actually, his were hip huggers, so they were not the same. Four. Two of these. One more of these. I don't know if you were here earlier, Howard. Well, I know you were here earlier. I don't know if you were here when I finished the caboose. But there is how the train looks at this point. They stopped letting people take them into work because of secrets. Howard says lowriders. Oh, no, they're mom jeans. Mom jeans. That sounds nice. You all got your parachute pants? Yes. Now go, go, go. Nope. Was never. I never had parachute pants. You know why? Because I could touch this. Sorry. Couldn't help myself. What AR game launched in 2016 had people looking for video game monsters all over in the real world? Again, the Gen Z question is, what AR game launched in 2016 had people looking for video game monsters all over the real world? You got most of the answer, Howard. It was Pokemon Go. And yes, Howard, it said the answer was mom jeans. I don't know anything about mom jeans. Yes, Pokemon Go. Let me get a couple more pieces on here and then I'll switch out cards. I actually threw like 6 cards tonight, maybe 7. Pokemon Go where? Let's see. Actually, we'll go with games. Oh, I like this one. The G generation question is, invented in the 1940s, what game was inspired by murdery mystery parties and popular detective fiction? Again, the question is, invented in the 1940s, what game was inspired by murdery mystery parties and popular detective fiction? Wayne plays Pokemon Go. Howard says Clue. I'm going to get some parts put on before I look at the back of the card, but I agree with you. And so does Alec. And it is Clue. The boomer question, and we've actually talked about this on streams recently. What board game was originally called Checkered Game of Life? What board game was originally called Checkered Game of Life? That kind of gave it away, to be honest, in my mind. Three, 4. So right there. Not checkers. It's one where you start out in college. You either go college or career path, and then you get married, and then you have a bunch of kids, or you don't. Believe it was a Parker Brothers game, not Monopoly. Monopoly was the Depression era. Yes, the Game of Life. The modernized version of the game launched in 1960. And next question is, who was on the cover of the first edition of the football-themed video game bearing Coach John Madden's name? Again, the question is, who was on the cover of the first edition of the football-themed video game bearing Coach John Madden's name? And that one is Gen X, by the way. Five. 6 of those, 2 of those, and 2 of those. And last time, who was on the cover of the first edition of the football-themed video game bearing Coach John Madden's name? And Howard got it. John Madden himself. Thought that was kind of a giveaway there. And next one is Millennial in Games. What 1997 video game puts players in the role of a vault dweller who must leave the vault and to explore a post-apocalyptic wasteland? Again, what 1997 video game puts players in the role of a vault dweller who must leave the vault and explore a post-apocalyptic wasteland? Yes, exactly. Fallout. Don't even have to look at the card. I know that. I play it all the time. And the last question, the Gen Z question in games is, what RPG game takes you on a journey through the lands between and boasts George R.R. Martin as one of its creators? Again, the question is, what RPG video game takes you on a journey through the lands between and boasts R.R. Martin as one of its creators? Da, 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 da. I keep looking over and seeing Fallout, and I'm like, no, that's the last question. And this one I had no clue when I looked at the answer. Never played it. But I think some people have. Jeff J is the first one. Welcome, Jeff J. How are you doing this evening? He was the first one with the correct answer. It is Elden Ring. Alec got it wrong with Fire Emblem, and Howard got it right as well with Elden Ring. So, is that a different color? Yeah, I'm not much into sports. Comedians. How about comedians? And we'll go with fashion next. Comedians. First question is going to be Greatest Generation, which is the post-World War II era. And the question is, what comedian played Wilkins McCowber in the film adaptation of David Copperfield? Bud Abbott. Oh, okay. Who played Wilkins McCowber in the film adaptation of David Copperfield? Bud Abbott, Harco Marx, or W.C. Fields? That one, I have no clue. But I know the answer's there. And for the, well, it should be obvious because the title of the stream, but Disney Train is done and we're now working on the station. Howard says, was Harpo Marx? And that is the wrong answer. Hang on. Okay. So between Bud Abbott and W.C. Fields, who played Wilkin McCowber in the adaptation of David Copperfield? Let me grab some pieces and I will give the answer. Alec never does well on the G category questions. And Howard got it when he says, then it was W.C. Fields. Loved W.C. Fields when he was alive. He was very cool. And that is the correct answer. Yep, W.C. Fields. Next question. Make sure where I'm at here. Okay. The next question is, launching in 1967, this is a boomer question, launching in 1967, which comedian starred in her own self-titled TV variety show with a cast of members including Tim Conway and Vicki Lawrence? And she tugged her ear every night at the end of the show. That's a true giveaway. Howard says Carol Burnett. Used to watch that show too. Loved that show. And it still blows. It still kind of messes with my head every time I hear the song the night that the lights went out in Georgia, because that was Vicki Lawrence that sang that song, and it was Carol Burnett. Howard said he had a totally different answer before he heard it was a multiple guess question. It's not multiple choice, it's multiple guess. Oh wow. Okay, this one's going to be pretty easy as well. What long-running comedy show were Gilda Radner, Jane Curtin, and Lorraine Newman, three of the original cast of Seven? And it was not SCTV. Again, the question was, what long-running comedy show were Gilda Radner, Jane Curtin, and Lorraine Newman, three of the original cast of Seven? And it's still on today. Although I don't watch it much. And Howard got it with Saturday Night Live. Suppose I should have checked the answer. Make sure it was Saturday Night Live. And millennial question is, what multi-talented actor and comedian also has a musical alter ego named Childish Gambino? I think I know that one. Not positive. And that is the end of bag 8. There it is. Bag 9. Making noise. Let's see. Nice. He gets built first. What is my favorite Lego figure? Howard says Donald Glover. You are correct. Not who I was thinking. Nice. I got Goofy. I got Goofy. For some reason, I was thinking Jack Black for that one. But what do I know? Let's see. Gen Z question is, what comedian musician wrote and performed songs like FaceTime with My Mom Tonight and White Woman's Instagram? What comedian musician wrote and performed songs like FaceTime with My Mom Tonight, in parentheses, and White Woman's Instagram? Alec gave up before his time. Yeah. Well, a lot of these are before and after my time. Howard got it with Bo Berman. It's actually Burnham, but I know who you mean. And let's go with fashion. Ooh, and environmental science next. Cool. So, fashion. Generation G. Marlon Brando, James Dean, and Montgomery Clift all helped popularize the wearing of what kind of shirt once considered an undergarment? Again, Marlon Brando, James Dean, and Montgomery Clift all helped popularize the wearing of this shirt, which used to be considered an undergarment. I believe it is. You are correct that it is the T-shirt, and it is the T-shirt, and it still is in some circles, depending on the circumstances, an undergarment. Alec also said T-shirt. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 of these. 6 of these. And 2 of these. And then we'll ask the next question. Boomer question is, English fashion designer Mary Quaint and French courtier André Corriges share credit for popularizing what iconic skirt style in the 1960s? Again, the question is, English fashion designer Mary Quaint and French couturier André Corriges share credit for popularizing what iconic skirt style of the 1960s? Howard says the mini skirt. Steven says the mini skirt. The card says the mini skirt. I thought the mini skirt. And Gen X question, in his book, The Tipping Point, Malcolm Gladwell discusses the mid-1990s surge in popularity of what comfortable casual shoe brand? Question is again, in his book, The Tipping Point, Malcolm Gladwell discusses the mid-90s surge in popularity of what comfortable casual shoe brand? That's right, next one. Oh, this one. I'm sitting here trying to figure out where I'm missing this one. Pumps? I don't think it was pumps. I'll look in a second. Somehow I don't think that was, or penny loafers. Howard says penny loafers or pumps. Let's see. You toss these pieces on here, and then I will look at the answer. Alex says loafers. Sorry, that wasn't very good parrot there. It was a terrible parrot, as a matter of fact. Come on, where is it? There's one. There should be two. I'm willing to bet that if Alec looks down, he's wearing a pair of these shoes. There we go. Oh, actually, that's not what I thought. I thought tennis shoes. But it was Hush Puppies. They were named Top Accessory of 1995 by the Council of Fashion Designers of America. Next question, which is the millennial question, is what clothing brand known for selling American-made goods was named the Guardian's 2008 Label of the Year and declared bankruptcy in 2015? You are the Label of the Year, and you're gone. What clothing brand known for selling American-made goods was named the Guardian's 2008 Label of the Year and declared bankruptcy in 2015? Hush Puppies are penny loafers. Okay, I'll buy that. I'll buy that for $1. I did not know. I'm just a poor bumpkin from Alaska. I know nothing. I know nothing and lots of nothing. Yes, Alec, people wore potatoes on their feet. What's shocking about that to you? You've never worn a potato on your foot? You're weird. Alec is thinking of Long John Silver's Hush Puppies. I do have to say I like them. I do like Hush Puppies. But oh, Long John Silver's is bad for you. So much oil. One last time. What clothing brand known for selling American-made goods was named the Guardian's 2008 Label of the Year and declared bankruptcy in 2015? Ain't it the way it goes? You're really cool. Where'd you go? Let me get these pieces on. I'm building the train station right now, if you didn't know. I find it odd that the train station is so short when there's only 4 pieces of straight track. Or I find it more that there's the fact that there's only 4 pieces of straight track kind of odd. And the answer was American Apparel. The company was purchased in 2017 by Gildan Activewear. Victoria Beckham, Sears, no. American Apparel, which I do remember they went out of business. And the last question on this card, when I find these three pieces, is going to be, first launched in 2002, what self-proclaimed ugly brand of plastic shoes made record profits after becoming fashionable in 2020? First launched in 2002, what self-proclaimed ugly brand of plastic shoes made record profits after becoming fashionable in 2020? And Howard's almost right. Almost right. Yes, that's better. Crocs. Yeah. I want that. I might have to do that. I wear Crocs. I like Crocs. Hey, hey, hey. Don't say that name 2 times more. He'll try and show up. And I wear them. I have a pair of goofy Crocs. And in the winter, sometimes I will go out, and Howard wears them too. Sometimes in the winter, I will go out wearing Crocs with socks. Let's see, one more of these, and I'll change the card. And the question I have for you guys is, does this work? You know, me building along with trivia cards. Andy. Yeah, he's got croc balls. I don't have croc balls. Wait, this one looks like it might be musicians? Okay, we'll go with musicians. Good tea. Known for songs like La Bamba and Come On, Let's Go, what was really Richard Valenzuela's stage name? Known for songs like La Bamba and Come On, Let's Go, what was Richard Valenzuela's stage name? Victoria Beckham had a fashion label. She was one of the Spice Girls. Yes, she was. Scary Spice. That wasn't her, but Scary Spice. I hate when they build walls, or they have you build walls this tall with really no support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I got 2 extras. I got excited. Hang on. I didn't get 2 extras. No, okay. I just looked at it wrong. And yes, Richie Valens is the correct answer. And I don't know. I have not seen Dawn tonight. Let me double check. Yes, Richie Valens. So Howard got it right, and Jeff J got it right. Ooh, I need a bunch of these. 10 of these little suckers. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 5 of the I don't know if no, these aren't cheese wedges. These are just roofing pieces. I heard dogs going downstairs behind me. Right now, the weather is really flaky. It's really humid, but it's not very warm. And once I find these 5 pieces, I will read the next question. According to his classic song, what state was on Ray Charles' mind? Again, according to his classic song, what state was on Ray Charles' mind? I knew who you meant, Howard, so no big deal. Why did I steal her pickle dish? You mean this? I bought these for Legos. That is not pickle dish. That is how to sort Legos. Georgia, sweet Georgia, I don't know the rest of the song. Sorry, I sang again. I'm told not to sing. I do it anyway. Lies. It's all lies. Tell me sweet little lies. You are welcome. And the next question is an audio clip. Back in high school, okay, so that was like 40 years ago, the chorus director actually wanted me to join the chorus, but I didn't. Known as the First Ladies of Rap, what hip-hop group inspired fans to push it? Again, known as the First Ladies of Rap, what hip-hop group inspired fans to push it? That was only after they got up on this. Howard says TLC. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I missed that one there. It was not TLC, Howard. They were telling you to not go chasing waterfalls. They weren't telling you to push it. I didn't think it was TLC. Don't go chasing. Sorry, I'm singing again. It happens. Pop it, twist it, pull it. No, push it. It was not bop it. The group name sits on the table most of the time. Yes, salt and pepper. Do, 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 do. I put the door in upside down. Come on. Nope, you're not in there right. Come on. You can't go across the threshold like that. Stupid door. Connection issues in the truck. Only hearing half the question. What rapper and entrepreneur? What rapper and entrepreneur collaborated with Robert Greene on the 50th Law, a book about how fearlessness can lead to success. Again, what rapper, hang on, I missed parts. What rapper and entrepreneur collaborated with Robert Greene on the 50th Law, a book about how fearlessness can lead to success? I almost skipped some pieces. I would get to the end and be like, what's going on here? It's wrong. What's even worse, start playing Neil Diamond. I'll sing all day long. Since Howard's having connection issues, I think he's at the bowling alley, or not the bowling alley, roller rink. He says 50 Cent. That's his final answer or final guess. I'm guessing his phone is starting to act up, as it does. Rapper and entrepreneur was 50 Cent, a.k.a. Curtis Jackson. I watched a comedian today that he bought some stuff at Goodwill. It was part of his act. He bought some stuff in Goodwill, and in the stuff was a framed CD cover from 50 Cent. And on the back, it had the price tag of 50 Cent. And what rapper released the diss track Not Like Us on May 4th, 2024? Again, what rapper released the diss track of Not Like Us on May 4th, 2024? He was dissing somebody, man. He was dissing him. It was that guy. Roller rink, then I get to go home and offload a bunch of bricks because I got to work at 8 a.m. Oh, fun, Howard. Alex says I don't listen to rap. Neither do I. And it was Kendrick Lamar. Let's see. Museums. Oh, we go with museums after science conspiracies. Oh, and Howard had it. Kendrick Lamar. God, you kids need to get out. I don't want to get out. I like it here. I like it in my house. I don't gotta go nowhere. Which New Mexico city hosted the famous UFO crash in 1947, kicking off the modern ufology movement? I'm only reading that once, because if you don't know it, you don't know it. Alex should know it. Here comes, not an alien. How did I know that you'd know that? How did I know, Alec? Yes, it was Roswell. What CIA program of human experimentation ran from 1953 to 1964, inspiring many conspiracy theories and continues to influence pop culture? Again, what CIA program of human experimentation ran from 1953 to 1964, inspiring many conspiracy theories and continues to influence pop culture? That one I only know because I watch so damn much YouTube shit. Not subliminal. It's an actual, well, let me see. Yep. It's an actual program name, Howard. Again, the question is, as soon as I get the parts out, so I should have stopped, shouldn't have said nothing yet, because I got 2 more parts to find. There they are. The question is, what CIA program of human experimentation ran from 1953 to 1964, inspiring many conspiracy theories and continues to influence pop culture? And it does. Still to this day, it influences pop culture. And it is not subliminal messaging. That was part of it, but that wasn't all of it. Matter of fact, I think they actually used it a little bit for the 70s version of Firestarter with Drew Barrymore in it. Nobody knows the CIA program? I'm going to give it a minute because usually Howard comes up with it at the very end. Nice. A nice little awning there. A couple of nice little awnings there on the house or in the building. I should run an ad now and then give the answer while the ad was running. That would be mean. I wouldn't do that to you guys. YouTube might. Not Willowbrook. The name of the program was MK Ultra. If you, like as I do, if you watch a lot of YouTube videos on Ancient Aliens, they talk about MK Ultra all the time. Yeah, it was MK Ultra. And Gen X. What historic moment in 1969 became the subject of conspiracy theories with the publication of a book by Bill Kaysing in 1976? I didn't know he was the one that was responsible for that. Never heard of MK Ultra. I've heard about it all through all kinds of YouTube videos. So again, the next question, Gen X question, what historic moment in 1969 became the subject of conspiracy theories with the publication of a book by Bill Kaysing in 1976? And Howard's got it. It was the moon landing. For some reason, people still think that we were able to stage that. Funny thing is, it was so popular that they put it into a James Bond movie. Was the moon landing? Let's throw some pieces on here, and then we'll get the next question. While I do this, what device began operation in 1978, though some people thought it would create a black hole and destroy the Earth? Ah, yes. What device began operation in 1978, though some people thought it would create a black hole, would create black holes and destroy the Earth? It's not real, and the Russians agreed we didn't. We did it. They lied too. Oh, okay. Everybody lied about the moon landing. That's why the reflectors that we left on the moon are visible still to this day. Oh, we fake that too, don't we? And Alec was going to guess either the moon landing or flat Earth. No, flat earthers are just weird. That's all it is. They're weird. I've gone up in an airplane, and I know for a fact from being in an airplane that the Earth is not flat. It's round. And you are both correct. The particle accelerator or the Hadron Collider, the Large Hadron Collider, I believe, is what the answer is going to be. And it is the Large Hadron Collider. And the last question on here for Gen Z and science conspiracy. There it is what relatively new cellular technology did some conspiracy theorists claim was the cause of the COVID-19 pandemic? And the answer is not Joe Biden. I'm sorry. What relatively new cellular technology did some conspiracy theorists claim was the cause of the COVID-19 pandemic? Collider, what's you? Stem cells? Yeah, no. It is cellular technology. A new, thought it was bats. Well, yes, that's what it was, Alec, is it was bats. But the conspiracy theory says it was a new cellular technology that caused the pandemic. In other words, people don't believe that what things happen are real, so they have to come up with something that caused it that was not reasonable. A cellular technology. Matter of fact, we use it all the time now. I had my internet through this cellular technology, and I never got COVID. Imagine that. Knock on wood. Now the dogs are upstairs barking because Andrea is watching the stream, or she was earlier. No, it wasn't the iPhone. That was what killed Steve Jobs. No, the cellular technology that they thought, or that conspiracy theorists claimed it was the cause of the COVID-19 pandemic was 5G. SpaceX and Starlink. No. They caused Elon Musk. Let's see. Do this, and this. First question in museums. And I'm going to do it just for a change of pace. I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way to the top. So the millennial or Gen Z question, is which organization, one that an actor might like to thank, opened a film museum in Los Angeles in 2021? Again, the question is, which organization, one that an actor might like to thank, opened a film museum in Los Angeles in 2021? Exactly. Radio waves screwed people up. Let's see, one of these. Get out the way, Goofy. One of these, and two of these. That is kind of neat use for a paint roller. I see a little paint roller. That's a paint roller, but when you stick it through here, and then you stick the clear bulb on it. And it's not going to stick that way. So since these are Chinesium, that's why it doesn't go all the way down. Okay. But when you stick the paint roller on there, it becomes a light. You say, you were thinking biology. No, it was cellular phones. The phone. No idea. And I believe it's probably going to be SAG, Screen Actors Guild. I have not yet looked, but I will look now. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science, but the Academy is an acceptable answer. Okay, the same people who do the Academy Awards. And we have spare little pieces here. We will stand Goofy here. He will stand here and watch the construction. He's supervising. And let's find bag 10. While I'm making noise, I'm pushing the button over here. And that way, people who don't pay for YouTube Premium get a commercial and don't have to listen to this. And those of us who pay money, yeah, we get to listen to it. Somehow that seems wrong. It seems backwards a little bit. More doors. Hello, I love you, won't you? Never mind, I started singing again. Sorry, happens. And anybody who doesn't have YouTube Premium, welcome back. So, museums under millennials, millennial under museums, crowds packed the MoMA, I do not know what that is, in 2009 and 10 to see the often macabre work of what Batman film director? Crowds packed the MoMA in 2009 and 2010 to see the often macabre work of what Batman film director? Think I know who it is. He probably directed or produced The Nightmare Before Christmas as well. And Howard says Tim Burton. And I agree with Howard that it is probably Tim Burton. And Tim Burton is actually why we got Michael Keaton as Batman. Because Tim Burton worked with Michael Keaton in Beetlejuice and wanted him as Batman. And the answer is Tim Burton. Next question is in museums, Gen X, from 1978 to 1994, socialite Pat Buckley was the co-chair of what star-studded museum event? Again, from 1978 to 1994, socialite Pat Buckley was the co-chair of what star-studded museum event? The guy that made Batman Beyond, the one that had the Madman open up on the... No, that was not him. Completely different director. That was, I forget his name. And it wasn't because of the movie that the guy went into the theater in Aurora, Colorado. Some people are just not right. One last read through of the question. Crowds packed the MoMA in 2009 and 2010 to see the often macabre work of... Whoops. Wrong question. Already answered that one. Sorry. From 1978 to 1994, socialite Pat Buckley was the co-chair of what star-studded museum event? Wrong question there, Bucky. What you doing? Ain't no freaking French fries. Sorry. That was my Jack Nicholson suppression. I do suppressions sometimes a little bit. Not very often. Wax Museum, good guess. But that is Madame Tussauds, and it is a year-round event. No, what it was, the answer was the Met Gala. It's some sort of an artsy-fartsy show that they do. It's artsy-fartsy. Oh, sorry. I know some people like artsy-fartsy shit. And the boomer question off of this card is, what Maine college first opened its art gallery in 1959, now is home to the largest art museum in the state? Bates, Bowdoin, or Colby? Again, what Maine college was the first, which first opened its art gallery in 2000 or in 1959, is now home to the largest art museum in the state? Bates, Bowdoin, or Colby? So a museum in Maine was opened by a college, was opened by a college. And was it Bates, Bowdoin, or Colby College? A? There is no A. Did I say A? A. Are we Canadian? A? The first one. Alex says the first one. Howard says Colby, which is the third one. And the answer is Colby College. Howard got it. Howard got it. You lose again. Sorry, Alec. That was mean. I apologize. Oh, I ripped off the light. Bad things happened. I'm sorry, Howard. Sorry, Alec. Bad things happened because I was mean. And the Generation G, or Greatest Generation, however you want to call it, question on this. I'm stalling right now so I can get all the parts. On this card of museums was, or is, in the 1930s, the American Museum of Natural History got a new entrance and a memorial for what president and former governor of New York? In the 1930s, that rules President Trump out. In the 1930s, the American Museum of Natural History got a new entrance and a memorial for what president and former governor of New York? I looked over there and I saw the first one from Alec. I'm like, no, it wasn't Washington. Pretty sure. GDT? FDR? What are we, JFK? What are we doing? Just throwing out a bunch of initials? Pick a president. Be proud of your presidential pick. Pick one, Alec. So I take it you're saying JFK, who I believe never was the governor of New York? I don't know if Roosevelt ever was. And Howard says Hoover. Let's see. We got GDT, FDR, JFK, and Hoover. And how Alec is saying he's guessing either Franklin or John. Well, you got the last name right, but it was his brother Theodore Roosevelt. The cornerstone of the memorial was laid by his cousin Franklin D. Roosevelt. It's okay, his cousin, not his brother. I'm just curious. Let me see. That's a stack of cards. At this rate, this stack of cards will only last like 2 years. Grover Cleveland. No, it wasn't Cleveland. Yellow. Let's go with yellow. And we'll go with blue. And purple, just for fun. Ooh, rebranding. That happens. And Howard says Theodore Roosevelt. So if somebody has a really good eye, they can look at the questions and Google them. I don't know if the camera is actually picking it up well enough to Google it. Why do I have a feeling? Yes, I am doing exactly the same thing. Howard Taft? Yes. GDT was an autocorrect error. Wow. So we'll set these aside. Sorry, I just punched my mic. Hope nobody out there died because I punched the mic. Okay, and let me find the last piece here, and we will look at Windows and Overwatch were united under the same corporate roof when Microsoft acquired which leading video game company? That is Unions and Gen Z. Windows and Overwatch were united under the same corporate roof when Microsoft acquired which leading video game company? I don't think it was Steam. Mojang? Yes, you were right, but behind. I'm not sure if Mojang was your answer or not, Alec. Sounds like a weird answer, to be honest. But I will look. No. Creators of Minecraft. Nope, it was not Mojang. And Howard, I think Howard has Activision. It was Activision Blizzard that was acquired by Microsoft. So Microsoft now owns World of Warcraft. I just looked at the clock. I've been going for 2.5 hours. I didn't even realize it. I'm having a good time. I hope you guys are as well. And not to make people go away, but if you're not having a good time, what are you doing? Why are you still here if you're not enjoying this? I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope you stick around. But if you're not enjoying it, I have to ask, why are you still here? Please stay. Don't leave me. So let me get this third piece. And ValueJet Airlines merged with and eventually took the name of what airline? Okay, let's see. Howard said Blizzard was bought by Activision, then bought by Microsoft, and it all went to chit after that. And Alex said, right thought process, but wrong game. Exactly. Wrong game, Alec. Wrong. You got it wrong. So again, ValueJet Airlines merged with and eventually took the name of what airline? Pick one, Alec. You can't just Delta, Eastern, Northwest Orient. You can't just throw out all the names of every airline. That doesn't work. Howard says Spirit. I will look in just a second. Oh, wow. Ain't nobody got that one right. It was Airtran. And the next question is, and this is Gen X in unions. And so it's unions is not the guys that are, striking and all that. It is people and things coming together. So the question is, hang on. That's an odd sounding car. Oh, actually, it's a helicopter out there. Choppers. Being like radar, choppers. But the question is, what was Princess Diana's maiden name before she married Prince Charles? Now, Princess Diana and King Charles. Rest in peace, Spirit. Let's see. Probably will be Boeing because if it's gone down, rest in peace, Spirit. And Howard said, oh. We put the door in. The door opens inward. Again, what was Princess Diana's maiden name before she married King Charles? Prince Charles at the time. Not to be confused with one of those medieval dudes. Alex says, rest in peace, Diana. Taken too soon by paparazzi. She wasn't really taken by paparazzi. Yes, they were part of it. But it was the limo driver who was driving way too fast for his skill and the conditions. And Howard says, Spencer. I'm not going to look yet, but I believe Spencer is the correct answer. And it was Spencer. On the next question, this is the boomer question. After his disappearance in 1975, Union boss Jimmy Hoffa was rumored to be buried beneath the stadium of which professional football team? Again, after his disappearance in 1975, Union boss Jimmy Hoffa was rumored to be buried beneath the stadium of which professional football team? I actually heard that he was made into Big Macs. She was killed knowing too much about aliens. That could be, Howard. Could be. Poor Danny DeVito. Howard says Tigers. Alex says Bears. And the card says New York Giants. The old Giants stadium was located in East Rutherford, New Jersey. And the last question in unions on this card, the Generation G question, is following the formation of NATO in 1949, what alliance of Eastern Bloc nations was formed in response? Again, following the formation of NATO in 1949, what alliance of Eastern Bloc nations was formed in response? And the two blocks of ended up being really a Cold War for 50 years. By the way, rumor has it we won. Fortunately, the Cold War never heated up. You want to say BRICS, but USSR? No. And Howard is correct. It was Warsaw Pact. Let's go with speeches. Speech. Give a speech. Let me grab pieces. 3, 4, 5, and 1. Gen Z question: who addressed her nation during the COVID pandemic with the phrase, "We will meet again"? Again, who addressed her nation during the COVID pandemic with the phrase, "We will meet again"? Absolutely, Howard. You are pulling some old info out of yourself. And what it is, it's one of these things. It's stuff you didn't know you knew. I have a lot of that stuff. I've run into it many, many times. Shocks me when I know things. Been a while since I've said to somebody, I did not know I knew that. But I used to say that at work all the time. It's Queen of England, Elizabeth III. And Alec just finished his shift. Yay! Alec is on his way home to watch a stream while sleeping. Oh. Alec is half right and Howard is half right. Yes, and rest in peace, Her Majesty. The reason I say Alec is half right, because it's Queen of England. The reason I say Howard is half right, because he said Elizabeth III. It is Elizabeth II. So basically, you're actually both right. And yes, Warsaw Pact was taught in history class. I remember it as well. I do like the way they do the brick detail. I'll show you what I'm talking about. On the corners here, I like the way they do those bricks. The way they make it look like it's actually a brick that sticks out. So, which young activist addressed the United Nations in New York at the first UN Youth Takeover event in 2013? This is a millennial question, and it is, which young activist addressed the United Nations in New York at the first UN Youth Takeover event in 2013? Howard says 1, 2, 3, whatever. Damn multiple personalities. The snot technique? Ooh. Think I'm going to have to shave my beard because with all the humidity and the heat, it's just frizzing out crazily. The how dare you woman. That's who I'm thinking. Greta Thunberg. No, it is Malala Yousafzai. Her. Yeah. It was not the how dare you woman. Just see. Let me see something here.
I protest. I am not a merry man.
I had to. Just something. Next question is going to be Gen X. And it is, which future presidential candidate gave women's rights are human rights UN speech in China in 1995? Gen X question. Which future presidential candidate gave the women's rights are human rights UN speech in China in 1995? She was a candidate. She did not win. That's kind of a given because we have not yet had a woman president. But just in case you weren't sure. Bing bong. Yes, Greta Thunberg, who, how dare you? Because the ozone layer and everything else and global warming. But if you look at Plymouth Rock, it's at the same level as it was 300 years ago. So I'm not sure. Is global warming a myth? Probably not, just because of that. I'm a terrible person. So I'll read it one more time. Which future presidential candidate gave the Women's Rights Are Human Rights UN speech in China in 1995? And I will wait a minute because Howard very often comes in just over the line. So I will grab pieces, these pieces, put them into place. Oh, come on, get on there. Oh, there we go. And then I will there we go. I will read the answer, which is Hillary Clinton. And the next question is Boomer category. From the steps of which DC monument did Martin Luther King deliver his famous I Have a Dream speech in 1963? Again, the question is, in the Boomer category, from the steps of which DC monument did Martin Luther King deliver his I Have a Dream, his famous I Have a Dream speech in 1963? Way to go, Alec. Correct. It was the Lincoln Memorial. You came out with that answer so quick, it's almost like you were there. Were you there, Alec? Did you slip through a time warp? And yes, it was. One, two. One, two. And the next question is, which esteemed prize was William Faulkner accepting in his 1950 Stockholm speech, The Agony and the Sweat? Again, which esteemed prize was William Faulkner accepting in his 1950 Stockholm speech, The Agony and the Sweat? The most amazing part of Alec's answer was that he's driving his bike right now. Wow! Who are you and what have you done with Alec? It was the Nobel Peace Prize. Very nice, Alec. Okay, let me get these pieces and these pieces and maybe even these pieces. So it wants the brick here, the brick here, and some more bricks. One more bricks. And the last brick. Come on, get on there. There we go. And let's see. Quarter till. Indeed, named after the inventor of dynamite. Quarter till. I am going to go ahead and do one more bag, which means we're going to go through this last card as well. And we're going to run over 3 hours. I am perfectly fine with that. Anybody who's not, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure nobody has a problem with it. And I do appreciate the fact that I have five constant viewers throughout the night. Let's get this last lamp on here, and then we'll get the next bag open, and we will get the next question asked. So we're now on bag 11 out of 18. Could very easily finish by next week. And I just triggered another ad. Kind of funny how they provide those extra black pieces. So I'm guessing that everybody who does not have YouTube Premium should be back right about now. Thereabouts. I'm not sure which side of the door which side this door is gonna go on, but actually, so if I turn it around this way, this door should go on here like this. If it's wrong, I'll turn it around later. I'm just gonna put it together for right now. On the next question, Gen Z question in art is, make sure, felt like something hard in there. The 2020 digital artwork Get Well Soon by Sam Levine and Tega Brain feature over 200,000 messages from what fundraising platform? Again, the question is, the 2020 digital artwork Get Well Soon by Sam Levine and Tega Brain feature over 200,000 messages from what fundraising platform? Bricks, many, many bricks. So many bricks. It's bricks with buck. Funny how I got that in there. So Alex says he's on his way to Oogle Girls in Bikinis as he drinks coffee, guys. Just kidding. Off to get a coffee at Bikini Bean, though. He's going to Oogle the girls in the bikini, and he never, ever posts pictures. He doesn't share with his friends. That's so terrible of you, Alec. I think Howard may have lost internet in his truck. Alex says, GoFundMe, and it is GoFundMe. The next question is inspired by craft trends of the 2010s. A sketch from the show Portlandia went viral with the phrase, "Put a what on it?" Inspired by craft trends of the 2010s, a sketch from the show Portlandia went viral with the phrase, "Put a what on it?" Put a blank on it. Alec knows a lot more than Alec knows. I know that sounds funny, but it's true. I looked over, I saw Alex answer the last question and put a GoFundMe on it. Just didn't sound right. Still doesn't sound right when I look over there. Let's see, 2 of these, and then 2 of these. I am liking this Band-Aid. I don't think it's put a Band-Aid on it. Just saying. I'll look in a second. I could be wrong. I do believe it's after the song, and it should be put a ring on it. But that's just my thought processes. Oh, it's put a bird on it. Not a Band-Aid, a bird. Okay, so we need 2 of these. And we need 2 of these. More windows. And 2 of these. Phone. What is it? Oh, I knocked the door out. In art, Gen X, what is the name of the simple graphics program first released by Microsoft in 1985? Again, what is the name of the simple graphics program released by Microsoft in 1985? Alex says, ring I've heard. Bird? What? Not a bird. Don't put a bird on it. I wonder if I said Alec one time too many. I just thought about that. And Howard's truck has gotten up in outrage and driven him across the country saying, why? Why do you do this? And Alec, without even looking at the answer, I know that SketchUp is wrong. SketchUp was not invented in 1985. I will let you re-guess. It's a very old program. Four, 5, 6, and 2 more. Whoop, not that. Three, 4. So the question is, again, what is the name of the simple graphics program first released by Microsoft in 1985? Alec guessed SketchUp, and I haven't looked at the answer, but I'm positive that's wrong. I'm pretty sure that the answer is Paint. Let's see. Paint. Microsoft Paint has been included in every version of Windows as of 2025. Hang on, where am I at? There am I. Next question, the boomer question in art is, what Latvian American artist became best known for his series of color field paintings like White Center and Orange and Tan? Let me reread that because I read it wrong after looking at it. What Latvian American artist became best known for his series of color field paintings like White Center and Orange and Tan? In other words, White Center is one, Orange and Tan is another. The man is from Latvia, not Latka. Although, do you know where Latka is from? Latka was a very entertaining character on Taxi. But I forget the actor's name. He really didn't want to be on the show. He kind of got stuck on it. Okay, two more of these. Two of these. Two of these. And one of these. It's right here in the center to hold that door in place. Have never heard of Latveria. Doom? And Marco Rothko is the name. Haven't heard of him, to be honest. And the G question under art is, what number 5 1948 and autumn rhythm painter was once called Jack the Dripper by Time magazine? Again, the question is, what number 5 1948 and autumn rhythm painter was once called Jack the Dripper by Time magazine? A punny play on words. And it's funny, Alec is going to get a coffee. He's going to drink this big, huge coffee. Then he's going to go home and go to bed. Da, 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 da. Get out of the way. Bouncing my arm off of the building. I think that's all the pieces. Last read through on this one. What number 5 1948 and autumn rhythm painter was once called Jack the Dripper by Time magazine? And the answer I will give in just a moment. This one goes here, and this one goes here, just like that. And the answer to that one is Jackson Pollock. I haven't heard of him. Oh, look. This is a perfect question or perfect card for today. It's Trains on Thursday, and this one is Trains. So, the Gen Z question under Trains, which high-speed Northeast Amtrak train line got a makeover in 2024? Again, which high-speed Northeast Amtrak train line got a makeover in 2024? We need one of these, and one of these, and one of these. This one is the big one. You need the big one. And this one as well. I do believe I'm almost alone. It's getting quiet in here. Alex ordering coffee and drooling because he's at Bikini Coffee ordering coffee and drooling. You should be careful, Alec. That will stunt your growth. And the question, one last time read through, which high-speed Northeast Amtrak train line got a makeover in 2024? Two of these. Two of the others. Where are they? I haven't had to bring the thing over in a while. Ah, there they are. One, two of these. Alex says, bullet train? No, that's Japan. It might be, Alec. You never know. I haven't looked at the answer yet. Nice. More lamps. Wonder if there's a light kit for this. And the answer is Acela. Do not know anything about that. So the next question, after I find 3 parts, is what is the maximum commercial speed the Shanghai maglev train, a 2003 Guinness World Record holder, can go? 395 kilometers per hour, 431 kilometers per hour, or 462 kilometers per hour. Again, what is the maximum commercial speed the Shanghai maglev train, a 2003 Guinness World Record holder, can go? 395, 431, or 462 kilometers per hour. Also known as really, really fast. So turn this around. We slap this piece in here. And then this piece in here. We're going to start putting stuff inside of the train station. And where is it? Where is it? There it is. Used this trick earlier on those inconvenient to get to 2x blocks. 1x2 blocks, it can be a whole lot easier to get them in using that. Let's see, 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these. Alex says 431, and he is correct. It is 431 kilometers per hour, which is almost 268 miles an hour. Really, really fast. Matter of fact, you don't want to open a window at that speed. Bad things could happen. Bad things is capitalized and in quotes. Come on, get on now. There we go. Let's see, 2 of these and 1 of these. And the next question, Gen X on trains. What is the name of the train line that runs through the channel separating London and Paris, which opened in 1994? Again, what is the name of the train line that runs through the channel, which is the Channel Tunnel, separating London and Paris, which opened in 1994? Oops, I missed 2 pieces. I'll miss this piece here and this piece here. They're supposed to be there and there. I would know after the stories I was telling last night. I wouldn't know. I was talking about stuff in the Air Force, not in the Channel Tunnel. On the name of the train that runs through the channel separating London and Paris, which opened in 1994, is going to wait until I get these pieces out. One box and three of these things. Three pictures, and the name is Eurostar. Okay, let me double check, making sure I've got the right pictures going in the right places. Opening a window going 200 miles per hour. I have never opened a window going 200 miles per hour. I would not do that, ever. Bad things would happen. Hang on, let me get these stickers. And what speedy trains locally known as Shinkansen in Japan were first operated publicly in 1964? Again, what speedy trains operated in Japan, known locally as Shinkansen, were first operated in 1964? Oh, well, no, see, that's the thing is pilots that had to eject, that was not the ones that I was talking about. What I was talking about was planes that the pilots were in them when they suffered ground clobber, and that is a technical term, actually. It means it didn't miss the ground. Not when they eject. When pilots eject, they might get a little bit hurt, but usually not too bad. Because when the canopy comes off, the windscreen or the HUD combining glass usually will protect them. Plus, they have a helmet with a face shield. And Alex says bullet trains, and that is correct. It just says bullet on the card, but bullet trains is correct. Let's see, we have one of these. We have one of these. We have a little clock. Where is the little clock? There's the little clock. One of these. Some umbrellas. Oh, so the umbrellas all go into the umbrella box over here. which is in shadow. I can't help it. And then the clock. Let's see. This is going to go here. Where is Mr. Clock? Oh, there's the clock. Okay. Ah, man. I didn't think about it. And the piece broke. Didn't think about the fact that it was dark brown pieces. And it broke. I finally had one break tonight. Well, that sucks out loud. They put the clock on here. Actually, no, I'm just, yeah, the clock is wrong on here. Unless, yeah, 6. Glad you can just kind of see that from the outside, because the clock does not go on here the way it should. So let's get out some super glue. Super. Finally had another one break tonight. And so we're going to put a little bit of glue on the side here. Push this piece into place. Then we're going to put a little bit of glue on the other side and push that piece on the other side into place. And the Generation G, or Greatest Generation, which president signed the Federal Aid Highway Act in 1959, causing the railroad industry to be put on the back burner? Again, which U.S. president signed the Federal Aid Highway Act in 1959, causing the railroad industry to be put on the back burner? That's not $2 million to replace. And even if it is, I'll replace it with a different color. I have spares. We got this gold piece here. 2 of these. One of these. One of these. I think it's one of these. It was not Hoover. I actually already looked. Okay, so this goes on here like so. And then like so. And that's not going in there right. We'll go this direction. And this gold piece goes on here. Where is it? And that should go on there like this. which is then going to go on here like that. Okay. It was the scale that broke. And then right here. Okay, I missed two pieces. Right here, this is going to go on here like that. These two are going here as well. And then these small ones are going to go right here. Rocketry. I suppose you want the answer to that one. It was Eisenhower, actually. Skipping the answer there, Alec, and you were going to let me do it. Oh, wait. You didn't realize I was doing it yet. Let's see, one of these. 4 of these. We're getting close to the end of this bag. And I'm dropping pieces everywhere. One of these, and that is it. Oh, I already got it. No wonder I can't find it. It's already over here. So the first question in rocketry is going to be, what Asian nation and U.S. ally became the first country to successfully land a spacecraft near the moon's south pole in 2023? Again, the question is, what Asian nation and U.S. ally became the first country to successfully land a spacecraft near the moon's south pole in 2023? The answer is a daily double. No. Alex says Japan. Howard says, I left. This is going to go, we're building a bench here by the windows. Okay. Wasn't sure, but now I do. Now I know. Building a bench, and it's not sticking together now. It wants to fall apart. Alex said Japan, and it was not Japan. It was India. I do believe that was actually a really big to-do. So we're going to put these 2 or these 4 together like so. And I appreciate those of you who have stuck it out through the entire, what are we at? 4 hours almost? Somewhere. We've got smaller screens, so. Oh, there it is, 3 hours and 20 minutes. Appreciate everybody who's stuck around that long. I hope I'm not boring you to tears. And millennial question in rocketry is, what company was the first private entity to successfully launch a rocket into orbit in 2008? Again, what company was the first commercial company or private entity to launch a rocket into orbit in 2008? Kind of dates the question a little bit. 5 trash cans. 2 of these. Oh, it's not trash cans. Look at that. 1 of these. Thought they were trash cans, but actually they're just counters. One's going to go right here. Tickets. Get your tickets. Alex says SpaceX, and I believe Alec is probably right. Come on. Get on there. There we go. And yes, it is SpaceX, and the rocket was named Falcon 1. Next question is, which space shuttle, this is Gen X, which space shuttle flew the most missions at 39? Discovery, Columbia, or Endeavour? Which space shuttle flew the most missions at 39? Was it Discovery, Columbia, or Endeavour? I think I got all the pieces. Alex says Columbia. And Alec is wrong. It was Discovery. Or Discovery. Sorry, Alec. No, wait. Discovery. It's in a museum. And yes, you said that quick enough that I know you had that correct. You just said it wrong the first time. You did change your answer. By the time I said it, or by the time you heard that I had said it, you had already submitted it, I'm sure. Nice little lamp here. Let's see. This one here, this one here, and this one here. So let's see. So I got ticket here, just laying kind of cross on the counter. What is this? Oh, okay. Ticket costs. We have $8, $10, and $12 for the tickets on the train going around the park. I guess it's $12 to ride all day. It is kind of funny that the sign is peeling on the sticker. Let's see. And Alex said, I meant before you said I was wrong. I was in the process of typing that correction. I know. I understand, Alec. I understand. And boomer question. What person traveling on Vostok 1, on the rocket Vostok 1, was the first to orbit the Earth in 1961? Again, what person on Vostok 1 was the first person to orbit the Earth in 1961? And oh, by the way, that's not a lamp. That is a flower. It's a flower, a pretty flower. Come on. Don't be a pain in my tuchus. Sometimes these little plant pieces do not want to go on. Okay, so we just, no. I don't want to change which ones I'm using. Okay. We are going to cheat just a little bit. Do not adjust your set, adjust your Legos. Do the same thing on this one. What I'm doing is just taking this barest little bit of plastic out of the bottom of the single stud so that the flower, the stem, will actually go in. Just like that. I believe Howard, I don't think he went to sleep. I think he lost signal or he's watching a different stream. And let me see. And that, my friends, and Alec, boy, that's kind of telling. I'm cheating. I'm not building fair. That's okay. But the person, let's see, did you answer? You did not answer. You did not answer what person traveling on a rocket, on the rocket Vostok 1 was the first person to orbit the Earth in 1961. That's an easy one, Alec. It was Yuri Gagarin. Yes. And the last question is, what U.S. government program named for an office supply brought German rocket scientists to America after World War II, starting in 1945? I know, Alec, that was, I said that on purpose to be funny. Again, what U.S. government program named for an office supply brought German rocket scientists to America after World War II, starting in 1945? And while Alec is thinking, I'm going to show progress tonight. There's the train station, pretty well started. And that is bag 11 out of 18. So we're getting really close. We started on bag 7 tonight. And the operation was Operation Paperclip or Project Paperclip. So that is all we're going to do for tonight. Hope you enjoyed the build and the trivia. The lone man building with his Legos and his trivia. Oh, look. Nice. In the next bag, in bag 12, I don't know if I've got Chip or Dale, but it doesn't matter because I will have Chip and Dale. No, the scientist in question, the scientist in question was, what was his name? I know who you're talking about, but wait, when did we adopt Alec? I don't know anything about adopting Alec. When did that happen? Now you're in trouble, Alec. Alec, you're grounded. So, still got 3 people watching, so that's going to be Alec and Andrea, and who knows? Just one person, Stephen Haynes, probably. Appreciate everybody who's watched. And yeah, I appreciate everyone who watched through, and everybody who watches through on the replay. Enjoyed this a lot. Had a lot of fun. Got a lot of trivia asked. And it is getting very close to being done. Let's take a look at both of them together. rotate this like that. So we've got Goofy still hanging out front. Mickey's in the train. Chip is back here in the caboose. And it's getting close to being done. Like I said, I've got about 6 bags left. See, 12, 7 bags left. So it'll be maybe done by next week. Is he waiting for Minnie? I don't know. Maybe he's waiting for Minnie. So I am going to call this a stream. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be notified of any time I post new content. Thank you for watching. I would ask Alec if he has anything to say, but he's not on mic, so he can't. And yeah, good night, Alec. Good night, Stephen Haynes, if that's who's out there still. And I'll be up in a minute, Andrea. With that, I am going to say, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, have a great day, have a great day tomorrow, and I will see you in the next video, stream, or what have you.
I got a table full of parts, one little box, then it starts. Watch it rise, tiny pieces, big surprise. Fantasy bricks on the floor, Loomy bricks at the door. Mold king in the pile, I've been building for a while. Stack it up, don't stop now. Make it bigger somehow. One more turn, one more fit. Tell me you can see. Build with bricks, build with bricks. Bricks with buck, that's the trick. Build with bricks, build with bricks. Hold it up and let it click. Fantasy bricks, Loomy bricks. Smoke king, we on that fix. Build with bricks, build with bricks. Your tube intro, hit that switch. Hands get dusty, mind gets clear. Little world around me here. Every beam in its place, every line got pace. You say what's next, I say more. Open up another door. Start low, then climb. Make a kingdom out of time. Stack it up, don't stop now. Make it bigger somehow. One more turn, one more bit. Tell me you can see. Build with bricks, build with bricks. Bricks with buck, that's the trick. Build with bricks, build with bricks. Hold it up and let it click. Fantasy bricks, Loomy bricks. More king, we on that fix. Build with bricks, build with bricks. Your tube intro, hit that switch. From a blank space to a skyline, from a pile to a sign. You and me, piece by piece, we make it come.